Hello everybody! Probably everyone knows what a Kinder chocolate is, and these are such small bars. But they have chocolate on the outside and milk souffle on the inside. They're very tasty. And so, today we will prepare such a bar, only it will be huge. It will weigh 100 kilograms. Let's go! We're going to the store. The first thing we'll take is condensed milk. As much as 5 liters. Also regular milk. 12 bottles of 2 liters each. Cream with a fat content of 30%. We took a lot of them. As many as 50 liters. Agar-agar. We take 8 cans and send them to the cart. That's it. Now we lay them all out at the checkout. And it costs us $356. We load everything into the car. We're going to the next supermarket, all ready for chocolate, since it's cheaper there. We take dark chocolate, but not bitter. We take all this to the checkout, and we're waiting for everyone to break through. And the chocolates cost us another $214. We will cook a huge bar in this mold. The first thing to do is to wrap it in the walls with cling wrap. Then we snap the mold. And we go through the stretch film in a circle so that the mold is sealed. Now we take a small amount of chocolates. We open them up and put them on the bottom of the mold. We need to lay out the whole bottom. Now we need to take some more chocolates. And here's a pot. We open the chocolates, break them, and throw them inside. Done. Now we take this pot and send it into a steam bath. In order for the chocolate to melt faster, it needs to be stirred periodically. That's it. It is completely melted. We pick them up and go back to the mold. We fill the bottom with hot chocolate. And we'll love it all out with a spatula. We cut out 2 squares and 2 rectangles from a sheet of chipboard. We wrap these with cling film, lower them into the mold, and press them against the walls. And now, to keep everything well, we press it with clamps. Now we need cardboard. We mark out the necessary sizes with a marker and cut out 3 small rectangles and 3 squares. We bend the squares in many places. We go through the rectangle with a glue gun and glue them to the squares. Also on the other side, it turns out such a semicircle. We also cut these with plugs, and we glue them on with hot glue. It turns out something like this, and we need 3 of these. We wrap each of these with cling film, and we insert it from above into the form. With the help of these cardboard spacers, we will achieve the desired shape of the bar. Let's move on to the filling. Inside the souffle bar, we will make it in portions. For the first batch, we need 25 liters of cream, a box of powdered sugar, as well as 2 mixers. We take the cream, we pour them into the bowls, add the powdered sugar, and put it all into whisk. Everything is whipped up very evenly, therefore the cream thickens in just 3 minutes. Remove the bowl. Pour the whipped cream into the big bowl. It took us 3 hours to beat all the creams in portions. Now we put another pan on the stove, pour 12 liters of milk inside, Now we just need to wait until it all heats up. We take 4 cans of agar-agar. It's a gelatin-type gelling powder. Pour the agar-agar into the warm milk, and at the same time, beat it all with a large mixer so that it doesn't take lumps. In proportion, the milk should already become very thick at this stage, but it never happened. So we called a pastry chef, we were told, that we had bought the agar-agar with poor gelling properties. So we went back and bought a different one. We opened the bags and pour the contents into the container. We put the pan onto the heat, pour in 5 liters of water. As soon as it's brought to a boil, we pour in the agar-agar and stir it with a whisk. Now we pour in 5 liters of milk. Our mass begins to thicken. We open the condensed milk and pour in 2 bottles. We mix well and pour the hot, thick mixture into the cream. We mix it all well with the construction mixer. That's it. We lift this heavy saucepan, and until the mass is thickened, we pour it into our mold. But that was only the first batch. For the second batch, we decided not to whip the cream. Therefore, we open them and pour them immediately into the bowl. Done. Here are 2 liters of condensed milk. Pour in the powdered sugar. And the agar-agar into the heated water. Mix with a whisk, and the mass just thickens instantly. We open 5 liters of milk. Pour all that into a bowl. We bring all of this to a boil and pour in the cream and mix. The resulting mass is poured into the mold. In order for the cardboard spacers to be immersed in our soufflé, we loaded them with bricks through the boards so that everything was smooth. The next morning, everything is firmed up. We were already thinking of filling it all with chocolate when we called a familiar pastry chef and told us that the soufflé would simply melt under the hot chocolate. Therefore, it is necessary to freeze all this. In general, we need a big freezer. I ordered a freezer chest in the e-catalog. Literally the next day, I went to the post office to pick up this mega freezer and delivered home. We removed the shipping box and opened the freezer. We removed the separator so that our uniform fits. We removed the weights from the mold, removed the spacers, and our future bar is in the freezer. We close it and just forget about it for 2 days. All soufflé should freeze completely. After some time, we open it and we see that it has turned out the way we want. The workpiece is completely frozen. Now we remove the plastic wrap around the mold and open the form itself and remove the clipboard sheets. Now we take the oil and smear it on the walls of the mold. We paste some parchment onto this oil. To make everything smooth, we also smooth it out with our hands. Now we put the form back together. And there is room for the soufflé in the wall. We have to fill all this space with chocolate. Therefore, we close the freezer, and all our chocolate needs to be melted. We take the same pot and break the tiny chocolates into it. We put it on to melt in a steam bath. Done. We open the freezer, pour the mold with chocolate, and smear it all around. We break the next batch of chocolate and melt that too. We collect the hot chocolate in a glass and pour in the cavities between the soufflé and the walls of the mold. During this process, I had to buy a lot more chocolate to have enough. Now we just need to make the final pour. We pour the hot chocolate and just level it out with a gloved hand. When it freezes, it's time to get it. The mold is very heavy. Therefore, it takes 4 of us to raise it up. We open up the latches and open up the mold. And finally, our Kinder chocolate is completely ready. It took 5 days to make it. And do you know how much money we spent on this bar? Including all of the additional purchases, it came out to $713. And it weighs as much as 100 kilograms. This is one of the most difficult bars that we've ever made. Now let's finally cut into it. It's like a total piece of ice. Therefore, we will cut it with a hacksaw. The cut piece is transferred to a tray. Inside, we see the same soufflé as in the original bar. Kinder chocolate turned out to be almost perfect. This time, we didn't give out a candy bar and just closed it into the form and left it in the freezer. The cut pieces will be defrosted and eaten. The taste was great, but not exactly the same, but it looked like it. And if we get 400,000 likes under this video, then we will continue the category with big food. And also write in the comments what else you would like to see cooked big. Subscribe to the channel and Instagram. See you guys.